Ladies and gentlemen, Bulabinaka to you all. It's a pleasure to be here in Taveuni. My apologies for the delay in coming to Taveuni. We were stuck in Suva due to the pandemic. We had closed the border to all the maritime regions because we wanted to protect those people living in the maritime area, so that the limited resource we have, we use it to really dose off the virus in Suva and the Western Division. And the strategy worked well. Simultaneously, concurrently, we were getting people vaccinated. And vaccine has done wonders now, and we have got the virus pretty much under control, the second wave. And fingers crossed, we hopefully we will not get any third wave. And given the scenario now, we see that the economy turning around. And by this time next year, we should be able, unless there's any pandemic or any other shocks, cyclones or flooding, etc., we should be pretty much getting back to normalcy in terms of where we were pre-COVID, in terms of the state of the economy and the growth and development and livelihood. So I want to thank you all here in Taveuni, the entire Taveuni households, for bearing with us and also taking heed of the advice of our Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister for Health, Honorable Minister of Economy, and the government to adhere to COVID-19 protocols, and so that you all are protected and the country can recover quickly, because we just basically couldn't spread too thin with our resources to manage and contain the virus. During this pandemic, people were affected in a number of ways. Taveuni people, not directly from the virus, but indirectly you were not able to do business as you used to do before. You were not able to travel and attend to urgent matters in Vitilevu, and or checked on some of the issues faced by your loved ones, or nor they were able to come here. We do understand. We received numerous complaints, but we had to take a hard stand to ensure that we don't get virus to travel with people if they do travel. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day for Ministry of Agriculture, in particular the research section. No country's agriculture sector, and therefore indirectly the economy, can grow and develop without continuously interrogating the existing body of knowledge and expanding the body of knowledge. And this only happens through research, innovation, technological development. You look at South Korea. Initially, when Fiji had the mobile phone, there was this long Motorola mobile handset. When Fiji introduced a handset, there was this Motorola handset, a big long one. Then I think came slightly smaller Alcatel, and then Blueberry. Now all this development happened because whoever were developing the technology never rested, never said this is it. Never said that. They always thought we can do better. And they kept on doing research. And they kept on coming with new technologies. And at the end of the day, the primary function of research and technological development is to benefit the society. If the research, technological development, innovation does not contribute to the benefit of the society, then it has no value. So entirely, every research, innovation, technology development must contribute. The end result is what it means for the society. That's the end goal. So you look at all developed countries, their accelerated rate of growth and development has been at the back of research, development, technological development, innovation. If you look at where does research, innovation, and technology happens, it happens at research institutes and universities throughout the world. So we have scientists all over the world who are attached to research institutions, a very prestigious job. I said to Director of Research some time back, this is a very prestigious job. You are leading the heart of the ministry and the economy, because agriculture has been and is and will be the backbone of the economy. The entire Fijian economy has grown at the back of the agriculture sector because it was the agriculture sector surplus that was transferred to the non-agriculture sector. Just 30 seconds I'll take to explain. The transferring takes place, it does not a physical transfer of, you're picking the money and putting it there. It doesn't happen that way. It is through consumption. Farmers consume, they spend money in the supermarkets, they make profit, they open another supermarket. They buy some real estate property. They go and spend in the movie theaters, the movie shop owners, they make money, they expand, they buy, houses, more investment properties, etc. They spend in clothing shop. They go and buy, inputs for the farm, fertilizer. They go in, rent. They send their children to university and they rent places in Suva. So there's a transfer of money. So transfer money through spending, transfer money through buying of inputs. Also, farmers also invest in the non-agriculture sector. They buy houses and put on rent. They buy, a taxi, take taxi permits, hire vehicles. So you will see farmers, if you really do a study, you will see how they are interconnected with the non-agriculture sector. And how did that happen? Is because they created the surplus in the agriculture sector, took it and invested there. So normal rule in economics is that money will chase the returns. Whichever sector has got higher returns, money will itself flow. So what I'm saying is that agriculture sector has been the backbone of Fijian economy. It is and it will remain. And the pandemic has demonstrated when the entire industry was closed down, there was zero exports from other sectors, agricultural produce was still being exported. And in 2020, despite the lockdowns, increase in freight rates, curfews, there were farmers having difficulty to go to the farm because they were living far away from the farm. We had to manage, our staff really worked very hard to manage the situation with the Ministry of Health and Industry, Trade and Police to see how they can allow our farmers to go. Now, despite all these challenges, we raised our export by 16% in volume, 2020, and this year we're looking at a further increase. The first 6 months, exports went up by 8% compared to first 6 months last year. We have surpassed the 100 million mark, and we're gonna go do better this year at the rate at which we are lifting containers. Agro Marketing Authority itself, they have increased their container export by about 300%. 300%. Now, when they lift the containers, they're getting more money, but where the money goes? We pay the farmers. And Agro Marketing Authority is collecting from interior, maritime, Taveuni, Kandavu, Yasawas, where a normal private sector exporter and middlemen won't go because there's additional cost. So government is picking up that cost through Agro Marketing Authority. So more exports, more money for the farmers. At the moment, we are, through Agro Marketing Authority, every month transferring $400,000 to the farmers. Just Agro Marketing Authority. Compared to 40,000 in 2013. 40,000 a month. We're now transferring Agro Marketing of $400,000 every month. So you can see how we are distributing money throughout Fiji so that all of us grow together. Ladies and gentlemen, in this equation, we also want to boost the export of both dried and green coconut. There's enormous demand. The exporter from Ba, who was buying from here, dry coconut, and then exporting. And there's enormous demand, and exporters are asking us. And we want to get into the boo market. We got tourism sector to fulfill the demand. We also want to export green coconut. You all know, and I don't have to, give you a long address on how important and how versatile coconut products are to Fijians. And it is called the tree of life. But we're looking at the export as well. The copra prices have gone up. Coconut oil prices have gone up substantially when carpenters have started to collect and export copra. And the competitors, Fiji Copra Millers Limited, was complaining that they should not be allowed to export. We got a mill there, etc. But we're saying, look, we don't want to intervene in the market. The solution is to push production and supply into the market. But some of the tree crops are long term. Some of the tree crops are long term. And if we can do research, innovation, and develop shorter term varieties of the tree crop, I think we are greatly assisting the farmers, the economy, and the exporters. And today is a remarkable day when a project which was halted due to Cyclone Emi in 2003, because our entire fleet of hybrid coconut trees were destroyed, we were able to revamp. I want to thank the entire Mua staff here, led by Dr. Rohit Lal, who led this hybrid coconut development, and today we are here to launch the hybrid coconut. Ladies and gentlemen, this will do great service in terms of supporting the farmers, the exporters, in terms of quickly getting into supplying a larger volume of coconuts within a short period of time. The hybrid nut will, I believe, probably Rohit will give you more details of that, will bear fruits within a very shorter period of time, 3 to 3.5 years, as compared to toll. It also has a reasonably long period of production, 40 years or so, which is not, not that bad when you compare to toll. So we are very excited, and as I said, that this is what we want our research section to do, is look at rice. We have done remarkable well in terms of returning back rice. We have turned back the production. It's a staple food. We are relying on imported rice. We must take control over it. We were very worried during the pandemic. Our major source market is Vietnam, and there was some talk in Vietnam that this pandemic may continue longer, and we should hold on to the rice we have and not export it. And if they would have done that, we would have been in problem. And it was then that we decided that we should push production with the short-term variety. And we are now promoting only the 3-month variety of rice, rain-fed variety of rice, outside the irrigated areas. So ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with the research agenda. Whether it's livestock, whether it's crop, we will continue. We are doing enormous amount of work in the livestock sector. We're very worried about the loss of genetic attributes with the farm level due to inbreeding. We are about to release the breeder beef cattle, Senapole, dairy cattle, brown Swiss, and we are also looking at releasing breeders for goat and sheep, so that farmers get back the original genetic traits of these breeds that they used to have. Because of they were not given breeders, or they did not exchange breeders amongst themselves, there was a lot of inbreeding, and the carcass size has been shrinking. So a very exciting day, and I want to thank the staff of Mua, headed by Dr. Rohit Lal, and I would want this research, all the research stations to continue with research innovation, so that our farmers and the society at the end country can benefit. Thank you, Vinaka, and my pleasure to launch the hybrid variety. Thank you.